Another Brick fan here with a look at a Lego Spider-Man set. This is Spider-Man Bike Rescue. This is set 76113, was released in November 2018, has 235 pieces, 3 minifigures, and cost about $20 when it was released. This set consists of a motorcycle, a small laboratory build, and 3 minifigures. We'll take a look at the minifigures in a few minutes, but let's take a look at the builds first. Taking a look at the motorcycle build, I think overall it looks pretty good. Has these nice big wheels on either end. The Technic support structure making it a very strong bike. Does roll quite well, makes for a very good play piece. I like the shaping of the bike with the nice angles here. They actually use the hood piece from a car here in the front, which I think makes for a nice smooth sculpted look here. There's a sticker here with a spider logo, and then another sticker back here with a Spider-Man web pattern, kind of like what he wears on his costume. On either side there are accessories. So on this side there is a stud shooter, which actually shoots this little spider piece, which has a stud in the middle of it there so that it connects to the stud shooter. And it is clipped to the side of the bike, so it will move up and down a little bit, so you can position it a little. On the other side, we have a web shooter that comes out, and so there's this web accessory kit right here, which is a nice accessory kit that comes with all kinds of different web accessories, different size webs on the end, as well as some other patterns of webs, which we see here with Miles Morales, if you saw in the intro. So here's the kind of the triangular shaped ones here. Here's another size of the web element that goes on the end. And then there's a pair of web handcuffs as well. So it's a nice little accessory kit. I'll put a picture up here on the side of that accessory kit. I like how the wheels were done on this motorcycle. So they use these black disc pieces here on either side to make it with a white, and then they use a white rim inside, so it makes it look like a white wall tire, which I think is a good look. Another advantage they have of putting these in place is they can use a Technic spacer piece to even out the wheel. So as you know, most of these wheel pieces, or the rims, have a deeper end and then a shallow end. And this, by creating this effect here, it makes it look like the wheel is more solid and is even on both sides. So a nice look there. I do like the way they kind of built up the engine with this rounded 2x2, kind of the cone shape 2x2. They used some of these silver cone pieces on both sides to build up the engine a little bit. This slope is built by using some of these sloped grill pieces here, as you can see, and then this is simply clipped on here to allow it to slope back, and then these slopes keep it at a good angle above the wheel so there's nothing that bumps into it. Some trans blue in the front for headlights and some trans red in the back for brake lights. The figure to drive this motorcycle pretty much lies down on the motorcycle there. So if you kind of bend the minifigure, which I don't think looks very comfortable, but you can get the minifigure down really close to the edge of the motorcycle. Probably not the most comfortable position to drive the motorcycle, but it does work and fits that minifigure pretty well. Let's take a look at the laboratory build. There's a small laboratory build included with this set that has a couple of computer monitors. So on this one, we have the little danger indicator here, along with some other charts up here. On the other side, we have another monitor with some different information printed on that. So those are both transparent stickers on these these light trans blue pieces that have the clips down here and just clip into place. There's a sticker here in the center that looks like they've broken this machine. And as you see, there's a couple of web elements that are connected to this apparatus here in the center. There's some warning lights on the sides here. The back, you see there's more of these sloped grill pieces, and you can get a better detail of how this device looks. I like the use of these metallic coated pieces here. Give it a little more shine. There's some metallic sloped grill pieces here as well. You might notice this little hinge down here, or that little Technic piece that takes the Technic pins. So there is an action feature where if you press down on this, it pops out these fuel cells or whatever you want to imagine that these are. Simply a 2x2 rounded piece with a tile here, a rounded tile here, and then an inverted tile on the back. So they fit together like this, and then slide right into that little piece there. So a nice little build to be included with this set, and it has some good detailing as well. Let's take a look at all of the minifigures. The 3 minifigures included with this set are Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Carnage. Starting with our 2 Spider-Men, this would be Peter Parker in the traditional red and blue Spider-Man outfit, and then Miles Morales is in the black and red outfit. Both of these figures look good. I like the dual molding on Spider-Man. He's got the red lures on his legs. And then the printing on the chest has the traditional Spider-Man logo there, as well as some good ab indication there in his chest. No other printing on the legs, which is kind of interesting, but the printing on the minifigure head is good. Miles Morales also has good printing here, and you notice he has the different spider logo there on his chest in red, and then he has the black torso with some white ab indication there. And I also do like the print with a red web behind the white eyes on his hood there. Moving around the figures, see there's no side printing, but Miles does have a continuation of that web printing on the back of his head here, and then a larger Spider-Man logo here, or his spider logo on the back, and then Spider-Man continues the red and blue here on the back with the traditional Spider-Man logo there on his back. And you did notice the dual molded legs here. Let's take a look at Carnage. Here is Carnage with all the various tentacles attached to him. You see there's a couple different pieces, these little claw pieces, and then these larger shaped pieces on the tentacles. The tentacles are attached to his back. He has one of these backpack pieces on with the 4 posts on it. I first saw these in the Avengers Infinity War sets that came out also in 2018 along with this set. They were used on a lot of the Chintani warriors. I think it's used quite well here. Let's get all these tentacles out of the way so we can take a look at the printing for Carnage. So here's a close-up view of Carnage without all of the accessories attached to him. And as you see, there's a great print here on his face. The big eyes, and then the kind of gold-looking teeth here. The printing continues all the way down. So the torso print and the leg print, I think, match up quite well. Has some little printing on the toes as well. All of that looks really good, giving that nice detailing for the figure. He's a complete red figure, so all the coloring is done with printing as opposed to any other additional coloring for the minifigure parts themselves. Does have this head printing on the back, which matches up, I think, pretty well to the black printing on the back of the torso there. And then you can see some gold underneath that. Overall, 3 very nice minifigures with this set. So let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this set. Overall, I think this is a good set. I like the selection of minifigures that were included. It is a smaller set, but they, I think, maximize the use of pieces here. The motorcycle is done quite well, but like most of these superhero motorcycles, it is really large. So it's pretty disproportionate, but like I said, that's pretty common for these superhero motorcycles. I think the use of stickers was appropriate and adds a lot of character, especially to the lab. And I do like that pattern on the back fender of the Spider bike. It's nice to get a Miles Morales minifig. I think it's a good representation of Miles' black spider suit. And Carnage looks really good with all these different accessories built onto him, the different tentacles and things that come out around from his back and stuff like that. As far as value goes, at $20 and 235 pieces, it does fall below that 10-cent per piece kind of bar that I like to use to start talking about value. As a $20 set with 3 minifigures, I think that's a really good value, especially the good minifigures that came with this one. It does have a lot of good playability. Motorcycles are obviously something it's pretty easy to play with, and that is very sturdy and will hold up to kids playing with it and driving it around. So I think it has a lot of good playability as well, just like you would see with aircrafts or other type of vehicles. I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this Spider-Man set. I'm going to get started on another video. And until then, happy building. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. I've left a link to my Marvel Superheroes playlist up here on the screen.